Dear viewer, thank you for coming to this channel. We are having pure mathematics. It's a branch of mathematics. I'm creating this channel strictly for pure mathematics, and there is a channel I'm going to create for you for applied mathematics. But for this case, let's look at pure mathematics. I'll teach you everything starting from the first topic up to the last. So for this case, let's start with coordinates and a straight line. For this case, when we talk about coordinates and a straight line, we are talking about the Cartesian plane, we are talking about the x-axis and the y-axis. We shall not forget the origin, which is the center at which the x-axis cuts the y-axis. To put it into illustration, we mean if we have something like this, this becomes our y-axis, and this is our x-axis. This point where the y-axis and the x-axis meet becomes our center of origin, which is in most cases given the coordinates 0, 0, meaning 0 for x and 0 for y. Under this topic, we shall look at things such as the length of a straight line. The length of a straight line. Straight line. How do we get the length of a straight line? Getting back to our Cartesian plane, we will find that suppose we have 2 points, that is A with coordinates x1, y1, and point B with coordinates x2, y2. Let's put this on a Cartesian plane and see. We'll have this, we'll have that. So this is our x-axis, and this is our y-axis. So our point A, let's take A to be this point, and our point B to be this point. So you will find that there is a line that joins point A to point B, and this is the line. If we look critically, we'll come to realize that A has a coordinate at the x-axis, of which we shall call this to be our x1. B also has a coordinate on the x-axis that we shall drop and call it our x2. The same point A has a coordinate on the y-axis, which is called y1, and B also has a coordinate on the y-axis called the y2. So you'll come to realize that this line forms something which is like a right-angled triangle. So let's consider this point to be point C. Shift it to the other side. Or let's first machine. Let's continue here.
Shortcut.
Yeah.
Okay.
So taking triangle, let's take triangle A, B, C. Using the Pythagorean theorem, we shall realize that AB squared, it is a line, so we include that. A line AB squared should be equal to AC squared plus BC squared. So you will also come to realize that if this is AB squared, this is AC squared and BC squared, but what we need is, we need only A and B. So we shall say AB will be equals to the square root of AC squared plus BC squared. Therefore, AB will be equal to the square root of AC. It means A to C. So we shall get this one, x2 minus x1 gives us the distance from A up to C, which is x2 minus x1. This is a line, but it is squared. Plus BC, it is from B up to C. So we shall say the bigger y2 minus the smaller y1. So y2 minus y1. It is also squared, but the whole of this is under the square root. So if we had the values of x1, x2, y1, and y2, we would get the length AB. So this is the formula for finding the length AB. Thank you very much. I continue. So example. Find the length of the straight line joining A, which is 1, 3, and B, which is 4, 2. In our solution, we shall say, remember the formula was saying AB, so we shall say using AB, which is a line, should be equal to the square root of x2 minus x1, everything squared, plus y2 minus y1, everything squared. The whole of this should be under a root sign. So from our A, which is having 1, 3, this is the x1 and this is the y1. B, which is having 4, 2, this is the x2 and this is the y2. Therefore, our line AB will therefore be equal to the square root of x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 1, everything squared, plus y2, which is 2, minus y1, which is 3, everything squared, but we have to get the square root. Therefore, this becomes the square root of 4 minus 1, which is 3 squared, plus 2 minus 3, which is negative 1 squared. This therefore becomes the square root of 3 squared is 9, plus negative 1 squared is 1. This therefore gives us square root of 9 plus 1 is equal to the square root of 10. Since we can't find the square root of 10, which is definite, we can't stop it at that point, and this becomes our length. But since in this question we were not given the unit of the length, whether meters, inches, centimeters, etc., after getting our final answer, we just say units. For those who didn't understand this, example 2. Example 2. Find the length of a straight line. The length of a straight line joining A, which is 32, and B, in this case our B is 8, 14. We follow the same procedures. From this case we can now know that this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So we shall say point A having 3, 2, this is our solution. So this is our x1, y1, and B, which is 8, 14, this is our x2, y2. We shall say using line AB should be equal to the square root of x2 minus x1, everything squared, plus y2 minus y1, everything squared, then we get its square root. So this will be equal to the square root of our x2 is 8, our x1 is 3, everything squared, plus our y2, which is 14, our y1 is 2, everything squared, but we need to get its square root. So this will therefore become 8 minus 3 is 5 squared, plus 14 minus 2 is 12 squared. We get its square root. So this becomes the square root of 25 plus 144. And our final answer will be the square root of 169, which gives us 13 units. So the square root of 169 can either give us a positive 13 or a negative 13. But this is a length which can never be measured in negatives. So just take the positive value to be our final answer. Thank you.